the number one thing I've taken away from it is just a really strong bond with my mentor. I feel like she's my personal cheerleader, and she's always there encouraging me to try new things and take risks.
It is definitely my relationship and the time spent with my mentor that is at the top of the important list and getting me to where I need to be.
The biggest impact that the mentor-teacher program has had on my professional growth has been engaging in conversations about my students over the course of a school year and being able to really reflect and analyze on my current teaching practices, as well as being able to be kind of critical about what went well and what didn't go well in a specific lesson, and be able to reflect on that and make changes for the next day or for the next year when you would teach that lesson again.
They are always so positive. When you feel like you're about to collapse, you know, you have that person that you could go to and talk about, and it's confidential, and I never felt alone. I knew that I always had that one neutral person that I could go to talk about whatever I needed to.
It allowed me to think about how I was approaching students and families and how I was engaging them and impacting their learning through behavioral support, through helping assess situations in terms of removing barriers that the families or the students may be experiencing, and also through my social skills instruction and other ways that I was supporting the classroom and students and teachers.
I highly encourage anyone just to take a step back, look at it. It's fun to reflect upon yourself, even though sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable.
First and foremost, it's helped me become more reflective as an educator. Everything that we're doing, whether it's me meeting with my mentor one-on-one or in a larger setting, is related back to Danielson and, of course, the educator effectiveness.
She would come in at our weekly visits with that hour ready to have information that we could talk about. However, if I had an ethical dilemma or a question on a special ed referral, she was ready to help kind of push me think these things through so that I felt in a good spot with the decisions I was making.
Having the weekly meetings with my mentor allowed me the opportunity to problem solve.
Has helped me to develop more culturally responsive practices within my classroom, as well as developing systems for recording data. A lot of our weekly meetings consisted of looking at student work and then being able to analyze it and keep track of where the kids were, the growth that you want to see them make up until the end of a unit, and see all that growth that the students have made over time.
My mentor and I would have observation cycles. So he would come in and we'd talk about what I was going to teach the following day, what the learning targets were, how I would group students, and pretty much every detail of the lesson. Then he'd come in and observe, and then after that we'd sort of debrief and talk about what went well, what didn't go so well.
I've done those cycles both with the mentor program, with my mentor, and now on my own. And I really can feel confident going into meetings knowing that what I'm doing is making a difference, because I've collected the data, I've analyzed the data, and I can present it to people in a way that shows that I'm having an impact on student learning.
With my students' goals, she would also encourage me in ways that I feel helped benefit the students to meet their goals.
So analyze student work. So I'd collect, homework or a formative assessment. We'd look at it and see, okay, who gets it, who's getting there, who totally doesn't, and come up with a plan for how I was going to address each of those different groupings and even individual students.
They're able to reflect on myself and how I teach, and how I can make my performance better and serve the students that we all work with better.
It was a really supportive process in being able to process through things, think about my PDP and what it was that I needed to do in terms of trying different initiatives within our district and within my own personal practice.
And being a first-year teacher here, the seminars that we're doing, it's all practical stuff that I'm going to be able to use in the classroom right away. Like how to getting to know my students, communicating with parents and families, analyzing student work, and really setting goals for ourselves as educators. A couple times I was able to do classroom visits, and that was really powerful because you got to see what other teachers are doing either in your building or in other buildings in the district, and then I was able to take that and bring it back to my own classroom.
I would say just have a great first year here in Sun Prairie, and I hope you enjoy the mentor program as much as I did. All right, thanks.
I really enjoyed the mentor program. It really is one of the main reasons that drew me to the Sun Prairie School District. Having that mentorship, having that support is just amazing.
You're very fortunate to have this program in place. I know that not every district does, and certainly not every district has as strong of a program as we do. Use your mentor and the other mentors to your advantage. You have, from day one, a group of people that their job is to support you and to allow you to succeed and help you grow professionally. So use them in any way possible.
Lean on your mentor, because they really are there to make sure that this placement is successful for you. They want you to stay, and Sun Prairie needs you and the kids need you. So